Bonjour. My name is Tony Anderson, and today I'm taking you behind the scenes and behind the story of my song, Nocturne in Paris. We have some white burgundy. I have my beret. We're ready to roll. I had some baguettes. I threw them off screen. I don't like American baguettes. We're skipping the baguettes. We're going to get into the song. Let's go. Okay, so the name, Nocturne in Paris, where does it come from? First of all, what's a nocturne? A nocturne is a song written about the night, usually on piano. It's quite impressionistic, meaning it has to do more with an idea or ideals about something rather than the literal thing. And nocturnes are usually written in keys, like Chopin wrote nocturnes, I think, in like E major. Is that a key? C plus? Nocturnes are written in keys. I don't know music theory. Don't blame me. I do everything by ear. I wanted to write a song about my experience in Paris at night. And so therefore, instead of calling it Nocturne in a specific key, I decided to name it a nocturne in the key of Paris. I don't just love Paris. I'm not one of these psychos that goes to Paris and equates it with France. I love all of France. I am deeply committed to the French people more than they're committed to me. If I were to rescue a French person from a burning building and that French person were to throw me back into the burning building, I would understand. They're so lovely. They love to smoke. They love to dress nice. They love to have heated, emotional conversations in French, standing outside of their business with a cigarette in their hand over every little thing. They love to riot. They love to protest. They like to burn things down. They like to rebuild things. Notre Dame, we'll get into Notre Dame in a second. That's why I've been busy. My album's been delayed. I've been rebuilding Notre Dame. I'm writing a book about it called Inspired. Got the spire. They're an enigma to me. I'm the least French person in the world who loves the French the most. Look, I love Paris. I love the things about Paris, but it really boils down to people. And I remember in 2015 or 2016, after the ISIS terrorist attack, the economy of France was really struggling. And our dear friend Quentin, who I love like a brother, I love this guy, ran our favorite hotel at the time, Le Champ du Marais. We would often do an aperitif, a little glass of wine, a little snack before dinner. With Quentin, we would inevitably end up canceling our dinner reservation, just hanging at the hotel all night. Year over year, became better friends with this guy. I remember one Christmas I walked in Paris and he had my music playing in the hotel lobby. And I was really honored by that and asked if I could write him a song in specific and if there was anything I could write it about. And he mentioned that as a kid, he would listen to music falling asleep. And Quentin was having a hard time sleeping. I don't know if it was insomnia, but I just remember saying, let me write you a song, Quentin, to help you sleep, you know? And that's the gift Quentin gave us, was quite literally this amazing hospitality at his hotel. What can I give back to the person who helps my wife and I sleep at this amazing hotel, but a song about the night in Paris. I mean, Quentin took us on some of the best night walks in Paris ever. It's really cool. The beautiful orange street lamps. So no LEDs allowed. I love that. Their aesthetic, their commitment to the orange, soft light, but specifically this deep oceanic blue that's in the sky at night because you have low hanging clouds. And so the city lights and all the water from the Seine reflect up into this cloud coverage. Paris is romantic at night. It just is. It's super quiet at night. The city is frenetic. It's loud. It's dirty. It smells bad during the day. There are parts of it that you absolutely don't want to be. But at night, you could hear a pin drop. And the acoustics of Paris are stunning. Not just in the buildings. You know, you have Notre Dame. You have Église Saint-Sulpice. Those are two cathedrals I go to. Bring my laptop. I write music there because I'm inspired by the acoustics. I told Quentin in 2016 I'd write him this song. It wasn't until 2018 that I wrote it. And I wrote it in California. Didn't even live here at the time. And it happened in 2 phases. This song's fun because it was written in one morning at my friend Eli's house in Malibu. And I brought string players out that afternoon. And we sketched out the whole song. It was largely improvisational. I had the piano parts written. And then Bonnie Brooksbank came in on violin and Chris Coleman came in on cello. And I don't even think I had microphones with me. We used whatever mics we found laying around at Eli's house. Most of these performances from the original recording session stayed in. So that was February of 2018. It wasn't until phase 2 of the writing, which took place not in Malibu, but in LA, in the summer of 2018, that we got more detailed. And we went over to my friend Scott Frankfurt's studio. But here's what blew my mind about it. I intentionally planned that recording session the day after I went to probably the most transformative concert I've ever been to in my life. It was Max Richter. He wrote a 9-hour-long album and he played it live in LA outside. I wrote Nocturne in Paris after going through this transcendent musical night of sleeping outside to music that's written to help me sleep. And the rest of the song got put together later that day. And all it took me was a few weeks of putting it together back in my studio in Lexington. And I took recordings from phase 1 in Malibu, recordings from phase 2 in LA, put it together. And it is one of the most natural fits of a song I think I've ever worked on. This song is a testament to the fact that if you get the right string players, if you get the right musicians with the right heart, with the right energy about improvising, these two, without even knowing the song was really about Paris, were able to hop in, write these parts, improvise them, and there they are. So that's the story of Nocturne in Paris. That's the background. Wrote it for my friend Quentin. Now let's actually hop in and dig into the Logic session.